Welcome to the Build Guild podcast, a professionally unprofessional podcast for makers. My name's Rick Castleman.
Hey, what do you do in your spare time? What's your side hustle called?
Well, my full-time job is I'm a jeweler and a furniture maker and renovation guy.
Okay.
And music producer.
Jeez.
Man.
Yeah. It's the Renaissance man.
So I'm pretty much a one-trick pony.
Builds tables.
I'm Cody Skinner from Organic Woodwork. And as you couldn't guess, I do woodworking.
Good for you. Good. My name's Brian. I do whatever I want.
That is true.
My last name's Hickey. My students call me Mr. Hickey. I'm an art teacher. That's my day job. I just got back from a student-teacher conference, which I didn't participate in because I don't grade, so there's no reason to talk to me, and I'm okay with that. I just point people in the right direction. Yeah, just for real.
All facets.
Yep. And I'm Fiery Squirrel Art in my spare time, and I'm in the midst of Inktober on Instagram.
Yeah, I love today's Inktober.
Thank you very much.
I reshared that.
Cool.
Did you really?
Yeah.
My story. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
$10 for a possum
You
fur.
$10.
did a comic book today.
Essentially, yeah. I got real sarcastic and sick of Inktober, and I just did a stupid comic strip in nine photos on a carousel on my Instagram. And
My favorite.
it would be. Of course it would.
I was about to say,
why?
that's my
Magical
favorite
things
too.
happen when you just stop caring.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
probably going to be the most successful Inktober post you're going to have as well.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny how that
Who are
happens.
you over there?
Ben from Myers Woodshop.
Oh, good.
That does nothing with wood.
What are you doing?
I content create.
More or less,
That's
yeah.
what I do. Lately, I've been 3D printing stuff. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
Okay. You ordered a new 3D printer, right?
I did. Yes.
So that makes 7.
Well, he's
1,
sold
2,
a couple.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I gave 2 away. I'm selling 2 of them. But Prusa came out with a new 3D printer, and they are the top of the line. So
Yeah,
I'm
they are.
consolidating a bunch of these, and I'm going to end up with just 2 in the shop. A big Prusa and a little Prusa.
There you go.
And that's it.
Nice.
So.
As it should be.
Rick, do you 3D print anything?
I do not, but I might.
You should.
We are going to talk after the podcast is over.
All right.
About
good.
one of those 2 machines.
Okay. Well,
So-
one of those 2 machines are for sale.
Oh,
So let's talk.
So let's
hope it's
talk.
the one I had my eye on.
I don't think it is, but
Well, then it's the one my son had his
all right.
eye on.
Okay.
so-
All right.
Okay.
What? So you're doing all? You said Cody opened it and said, "What's your side hustle?" But this full-time hustle is all of that under the umbrella of Castleman Custom Works, right?
Yep.
So you came as a jeweler. I knew you were a jeweler full-time for a jewelry company, right?
Correct.
Anything before that has to do with anything you're doing now?
Well, before that, I toured with a Christian a cappella band for 10 years.
What was that band called?
The Firemen.
The Firemen, yes.
And
I did not know that.
yeah,
Our
33 states, 350,000 kids. So
our
Pretty
song
good
leader at church is one of your fellow.
are you go to Highway?
Uh-huh.
Shout out to James McDuffie.
Yep.
Oh.
Keeps it lively.
Keeps
Okay.
it lively.
These extroverted musical types.
Yeah.
And I'll see you
It's great.
Sunday because I'm filling in for James.
Oh.
Okay.
So,
Well,
yeah,
great.
yeah.
All right.
All right.
So,
So you were Tara's Gold, right?
I was.
Here in Searcy, which turned into Tara's Diamond Company or something.
Tara
yeah,
and
it
Co.
went through-
Kara, yeah, and Co.
Went through 3 iterations.
Okay.
So actually 4 if you count the business that his parents had before.
Oh.
So it was Simpson Jewelry,
Oh.
and then it was Simpson Jewelry downtown, and then it became Tara's Gold.
Okay.
I worked for them in from 95 to 04,
Okay.
and then moved to South Carolina to take a full-time ministry position. I was a full-time worship leader for almost 10 years, and did jewelry as a side hustle there, and then moved back and within 3 days of being back in town, I went right back into Terra's, which is now Terra and Company Diamonds.
Okay.
So
way back in the beginning, how'd you get into the jewelry? Were you self-taught? Did you go to school for this? How'd you get into that?
I was
Is there a
self-taught.
school for jewelry?
There is.
Okay.
Many different schools for jewelry making.
And we're not talking you sold jewelry. We're talking you made the jewelry. You cut
Correct.
the diamonds. You formed. No. You didn't cut the diamonds.
No.
You formed all the ring parts.
Your precious metal work, right?
Okay.
Engraving
Stone
and
cutting
shaping
is a totally different world.
Okay.
So for most goldsmiths, silversmiths, you're only doing metal work and stone setting, but you don't do any stone cutting. And stone cutters don't usually do any metal work. They're just doing stone cutting all the time. So rarely do the two interleave. There's some guys that do it, but that's pretty rare.
So were you forming the diamond or forming the ring to the diamond, or the other way around?
Usually I start with a stone.
Okay.
Someone come and pick out a half carat, or they think they want a half carat diamond. I can build to dimensions. So,
okay.
And my whole world is millimeters.
Yeah. Everybody's is except for our country, which is stupid.
Yeah.
But
so
What's a millimeter? You mean an inch?
it's really small.
that's what I'm very used to in the 3D printing and CNCing and lasering.
Look, this is America.
Yeah.
All right.
I know.
U.S. military doesn't use the metric system.
Okay. Is that what a mic is?
Oh my gosh.
We called it a mic.
Okay, thank you. So again, was
Going
this
back to
something
your
that
question.
going back to the original question
Yeah.
I asserted at the beginning of this conversation? School or no school?
Well, I was a junior at Harding.
Okay.
Graphic design major, and not very good at graphic design.
Well, that makes two of us.
Well,
Because I'm not a graphic designer now.
All
Well,
right.
it was
We
so-
got to stop with the Hardy graphic design. Like,
Oh no, it's a great program.
Yeah,
Everybody
it's-
coming
it's-
in is
yeah, it's
awesome.
an amazing program.
It is.
yeah.
For people who don't do like it leads to full-time artwork.
That's pretty
It
true,
leads to,
actually.
like-
Lots of people have found their calling is not graphic design
Leading
at
a
the Harding
nonprofit.
graphic design. Yeah, there you go.
Well, what I should have been was a 3D designer.
Okay.
But just because I work so well with my hands. Don Robinson, who did you know him? Okay, he was one
Possibly,
of the professors.
but I don't know for sure. Okay.
He was the only one who taught the jewelry class at
There was a
Harding.
class
There
on it.
was. It was
Oh.
offered once every 4 years,
Oh, wow.
and only if there was at least 6 students interested.
And you made the cut. You were in the right place at the right time.
They did not offer it because I
no.
was the only one that
You were
signed
the
up for
only
it.
one who
Wow.
signed up for it.
Correct. So they did not offer it. So I went to Don and I said, Don, I really wanted to learn how to make jewelry. And so he hacked off a piece of wax and gave me one file and said, take this back to your dorm room and carve it exactly how you want the ring to look. So I went back to my dorm room and sat and cut for 45 minutes and then took it back to him and he says, you're done already? I said, yeah, I guess. And I said, this is exactly how I want it to look. He said, okay, take it over to Terra's and tell them you want them to cast it for you in gold. And they'll charge you to do that. They'll charge you for the metal. I said, okay, whatever. So I walked in there and spoke to Van the very first time I spoke to him. And I said, I just finished cutting this. He said, man, this must have taken you a while. I was like, yeah, like 45 minutes. I can't believe it. Took forever. He's like, this took you 45 minutes? He said, yeah. He said, how many waxes have you carved before? I said, this is the first one. He said, would you like a job?
Nuh-uh.
That was it.
That's what happened?
That was my interview.
That's awesome.
And I was working
Holy
at
smokes.
It's
like that's just as good as your story of walking next door and getting a job once your building burned down.
Yeah, that's true.
And that happened.
And that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
well,
Sorry.
I was working as a mechanic, as the assistant manager for the quick change oil place on Ray Street, and he said, "Put in your 2 weeks' notice. Come by the store every day after work." And he said, "I'll put you through jewelry repair crash course." And
Okay.
he said, at the end of those 2 weeks, you're going to start here. I said, all right.
Okay, what year was this?
95.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah. And that was it. That was literally it. And then
And you started working there full time while you were in college still?
No, I dropped out of
You
college.
quit college,
I quit
and
college.
took a full-time job
Yep.
as a jeweler.
Good for you.
Smartest
Who needs
class.
Wow.
So not only to bash Harding even more, it just drop right out.
Well, I
Oh,
supported my wife so she could finish her education.
we go.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which she
Go
used
Harding.
for 2
Go
years.
Parsons.
So
Excellent.
you were already married at that point.
Yes, I had. No,
That's the reason people go to
that was
Harding.
why I was.
right.
That was
Except
why I was.
didn't.
Yeah,
Sorry,
people go to
I'm
Harding
sorry.
get an education
No,
and a wife, right?
I did.
That's
Not, oh my gosh.
That was why I was wanting to make the ring.
Okay.
It was going to be the engagement ring.
Okay.
Ah.
All right.
So, I made the ring. We got engaged. We got married. We started working at the jewelry store,
Wow.
and
That's amazing.
that was it.
Okay.
So,
That's an amazing story.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Poor.
word.
You just, what made you think I want to go take a jewelry class? That's
Just
not something I would have done. I don't know. Like I wouldn't even have thought of that.
So
Was
okay.
it already in your head you were wanting to drop out and you were trying to learn a trade? Like,
No, that wasn't it. I was actually wanting to finish college and to have a piece of paper, I guess.
Yep.
yeah.
But I was okay at graphic design. I wasn't great, and there was a lot of folks in my class that were great. One of them works for Disney right now
Whoa.
as a lead animator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
so-
when you say great, you mean great.
No, I mean super great.
Okay.
So when I have to go watch Frozen 2, I'm punching him.
So it was just really strange because I felt like not only did I feel not great about graphic design, but my artwork was being compared to that level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I was like, man, I wish there was something else I could do in art.
Okay.
I wasn't good at color theory. I couldn't paint. I didn't get a chance to try ceramics, but I would have loved it.
Oh, you
I
think?
know I would have loved it.
See, that's the kind of thing I avoided.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know, something about freeform and wheel thrown both. I never. It still scares me.
That sounds
actually,
so
you
much
remember when we went
fun.
down to the what is it?
Innovation
Little Rock?
Hub?
Yes, the Innovation Hub, and they had
They
like
had a room of it.
a whole room just dedicated.
Yeah.
to it, and I was like, I'm out. I just walked through. it.
Oh my
And
goodness. I would have
like
got
to try
lost
it.
in there. I just stayed
yeah,
for
yeah.
hours.
Okay, who should have taken Rick?
And
If they named jewelry class something like goldsmithing,
I mean,
or
that's
you know,
what
like
it
something
is.
cool, I would have been like, all right, maybe.
Yeah.
well,
But jewelrying is like,
okay, let me explain something about collegiate jewelry making.
Yes, please.
It is the 1970s art form of just make something ugly and call it jewelry. It's totally not retail,
Okay.
professional retail jewelry.
So
They
you
wouldn't-
were quite fortunate to just go straight into the real thing and
Correct.
be trained for
Correct.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Well,
Well, good. I'm glad
I
that
learned
happened.
I learned some of the ins and outs of jewelry repair for 2 weeks, and then for a year, and then
Okay.
I didn't make my first custom piece until 2 years into it,
I see.
because they weren't sure if I could handle the customer interface.
Right.
So you'd have to be able to counter sketch as the customer's telling you what you want. You got to be able to draw it as they're speaking. So you got to have enough knowledge of how do these things go together before I can tell this person I can do it. So
So you basically got yourself a paid apprenticeship for 2 years before you
yeah,
started.
I mean,
Correct.
that's
Doing
honestly, that's
custom
the way to
for-
go.
oh for sure.
it was awesome.
Like,
That's
But at the end of
That's
the 2
amazing.
years, he basically turned all the repair, all the stone setting, and all the custom work directly over to me. And I was the only employee their family had ever had in 40 years.
Wow.
So
wow, indeed. Okay. So, how about and that's something like you said. You went back to years later at the same company when you came back to Cersei.
Yep.
What about the woodworking? What about the stuff you do? Did you say chairs?
I'm currently making a set of 5
Okay. And
chairs.
tell us about that because
Yeah.
not many woodworkers do chairs. So how did it all start?
Chairs don't seem like they are worth making for the money.
They're so right.
They're
so
not.
much.
A
There you go.
lot of
That's why
time and
woodworkers don't
energy
make
for
it.
one chair
So-
instead of just a table.
That's why I make benches.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to make a chair.
Uh huh.
I mean, I'll do it, but it's gonna cost.
It's gonna cost you.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of time,
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is a lot of time.
especially when it's a one-off design.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you don't have like a ton of jigs set up already
right.
to really mass produce.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we were talking beforehand that I don't have any jigs set up. For
You
this
don't?
chair making. No.
Please elaborate.
Well,
And it took him 45 minutes to make a chair.
I mean,
Yeah, and it took forever. I was there for like 20 minutes.
how many chairs
Oh
have
my
you
God.
made? Oh, this is the first one.
Yeah.
well,
He made it out of clay or wax or whatever.
Wax.
Is that a wax
It's
chair?
just a wax chair. Okay, go cast it in solid gold. Sorry.
I didn't grow up in a house where the garage was an acceptable place for you to be
Okay.
because there was carpet in there,
Oh.
literally.
Okay.
Yep.
There's carpet in the garage.
Correct.
Like where you parked your car,
Correct.
there was
Yes.
carpet.
So
That may be a whole different story for a whole nother night.
I mean, if we got the time, go ahead.
This carpet was put in.
The year
On
was
purpose.
1968.
yeah.
The carpet was green.
There was clear plastic on the
There
couch.
was
Nope, just in the living room.
Okay.
So, so I didn't grow up getting to play in the garage. No woodworking, nothing. But when I met my wife, she's from Toronto, Canada. Her name is Teresa.
Oh, happy Canadian Thanksgiving this past
Yeah,
week,
that's right.
by the way.
Absolutely, we
Uh-huh.
celebrated. It was great.
Oh,
Yeah. You get 2 Thanksgivings? I'm so jealous.
Yes. It's great. So when I first went up to meet her family, her dad has been a woodworker his whole life. He's French Canadian. Wood coming out their ears, just they had a shop 6 times the size of this building, and all they did was woodwork.
oh.
And I walked in the very first time and took in the smell, and I was like, I gotta build something.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta build something. So we were there for 4 days, and I think I saw my wife maybe twice.
That sounds like the greatest vacation.
So you and
no
your future
comment.
father-in-law
Not
bonded.
commenting on it.
We did.
My wife doesn't listen to this.
Okay. Well, I'm afraid mine might. So
And Ben knows my brother-in-law, Rich.
We went to college together, good
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
Yeah, and he was always super handy. He made everything.
Yep.
He basically helped build my first car.
Cool.
So the first car I ever got was a Delta 88.
Nice.
It had front end damage. The brake lines were cut. The fuel pump needed to replace. He fixed all that,
All of it.
and he did it on his own.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He's super talented with his hand. I just saw he made a canoe and a
Paddleboard.
paddleboard
Yeah.
from scratch. Beautiful. Super
It's-
jealous.
I got to see it a few months ago before it was finished, and it is ridiculous.
And what's awesome about Rich is that he does not share any of this on social
No.
media for anything.
No.
People would go crazy over his stuff, and it's like, yeah, I made this. Throws up a picture canoe, and that's the end of it.
Right.
I don't hear from him for like another year. It's amazing.
Wildwood connection once
Yeah,
again.
that's right.
I met him
Oh yeah,
16 years ago
Yep.
in 2003, my first summer there.
with
when-
Danny Baird.
Exactly.
Danny Baird.
Good buds.
That's
The
right.
ropes
Yep.
boss there was training us to do rappelling and high ropes, and Rich was named Captain Canadia,
Yeah. Yep.
and I was named Captain Capacitor. And that's exactly what he did. I mean, he just absorbed any skill, especially if it was like with his hands, like
Yeah.
it was second nature to him, and he was just going to town while I'm still fumbling,
crazy.
trying
Yeah.
to figure out these knots I'm supposed to know.
Yeah.
And then for a while he went off and like drilled water wells in what was it, the Dominican and
Dominican
did
Republic.
Haiti and all these different places.
That's
where-
how they knew my wife.
Right. Yes.
Because when I started dating Molly, or
Yes.
when I first said, "Hey, I'm gonna go out with this girl," and showed Molly a picture of them to Rich,
Yes.
Rich or Danny, one of them said, "She's a good girl, Ben. She's a good girl."
Okay.
They shook their head at me, and I'm like, "What does that mean?
Okay.
I'm a good guy." This goes all for full circle. It's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Rich Amy's like half MacGyver
For sure.
and half Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So the whole family is like that then.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, we didn't really find anything that her dad couldn't do. So, and the thing is, he was always willing to try.
Yeah.
And I kind of absorbed that willingness. Just,
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to try anything.
It's not afraid to try. It's that willingness to fail.
Yeah.
You know,
for
you just got to
real.
be willing to
Yeah.
fail.
Yeah. And you can't, and when you do fail, you can't just absorb it and totally give up.
Oh yeah,
You're
you
like,
got to be resilient.
You gotta
Absolutely.
stand up and try it again.
Yeah.
And so by the end of those 4 days, I had mentioned to her dad that I've always loved drafting. I love drafting. He's like, well, you need a drafting table. I do? Okay, I guess I do. So at the end of 4 days, we had a completely from scratch drafting table, which we then disassembled, put in the car, and explained to the
Customs.
border guards.
What is
I
this
didn't
thing?
pay for any of this.
Yeah.
My father-in-law made it. So, anyhow, that was my introduction to woodworking 24 years ago.
Wow.
So,
And then you came home and just started doing it at home?
I did. I
Started with a draft. Started drafting
did.
and a sketch and design.
I started drawing like
Uh-huh.
crazy, and went out and looked for a magazine that I could get that would help me with my skills. So I bought a subscription to Wood.
Wood. Yeah.
And did a couple of the small projects because I only had very few tools.
What were your few tools starting out with? What were the essentials for you?
I got a Bosch jigsaw, which I still have. It's 22 years old.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, and it still cuts like butter.
It's a corded one,
Corded.
right? Corded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I won't give it up ever. I got a skill saw and for a few years that corded screwdrivers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, cordless screwdrivers, but that was about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's about it for
That's
a
all it
few
takes
years.
to make a lot of things.
My first big piece was a wood project, a wood magazine bookcase with the fancy arch top, and
Still standing today?
it is
In your
It's
house?
In our house.
Yeah.
That was
And
my.
do you walk by it and look at all the flaws, and that's all you can think of? Because
You know-
that's how it is for me with all the stuff I make.
You know,
Except he made it perfectly.
I started
Well,
out.
That's my problem, I guess. Everybody else here is good.
Yeah, we can live with our flaws.
I started out.
Cody's like, no, we can't.
Cody didn't say that.
Okay.
This was before you were full-time business,
Yeah.
right?
No.
Everybody's
No.
everybody's stuff they're getting now is perfection.
No. So I had this conversation. You know, I started out giving tables away.
Yeah.
Right.
It's because they were all crap.
Yeah.
So
And no one can
Do you
refuse
have a
it.
conscience?
Yeah,
You
so-
can't sell crap.
I couldn't sell crap. So like, I made a bunch of tables. Like no, but so we made tables and we were giving them away. But it was like at the same time, I took that opportunity to like really hone it, like
Yep.
make it better every time.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's kind of like what we were talking about just a second ago. I was willing to try it. I think I made it all out of white wood or pine or something. But
which
I
is
thought-
technically like probably the hardest wood to make
I
anything
know.
out of because it's just gonna move 1,000 times before
I
you're
know.
done.
It's not already bent
So
in a
you just
bow
don't.
before you buy
Yeah.
it.
which
So,
those are the things you learn on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
way. But I knew I didn't want to spend a lot of money on it because I would probably mess it up.
Yeah.
And it turned out great. So I hauled it out onto the driveway to spray polyurethane it and set it up on some blocks, and man, it looked good in the sunlight. Got it all sprayed, and wind boom, right on the concrete
God.
on the back or front?
front.
Oh,
Oh, of
nice.
course. Yeah.
Not the back.
Yeah,
no,
no.
that would have been
Heck
fine.
no.
No, on the front. I just wanted to throw up.
Yep.
But it was like, huh, well, that sucks.
Anytime I take something outside to spray with a spray paint or
Yeah.
polyurethane,
No.
I end up with a billion bugs in it.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
Oh man, same thing with any epoxy.
Oh,
resin.
epoxy's terrible.
Oh.
I think
Inside
they can
your
smell
shop?
it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like I'll
Inside
have
your
no
shop you have that.
no flies ever. and then all of a sudden, like, I do a pour, and
it's the
I
one
start
fly.
seeing that
He's
one.
pouring in,
Get in, guys.
Go,
And
go,
it's
go,
like,
go.
Where did you come? And then it's like, it's at that weird, almost cured, like it's gonna leave a fingerprint,
sticky-
and
yeah,
like
sticky
I'm
mark.
like, all
Oh,
right,
yeah.
well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just leave it.
I never had that happen in all the epoxy pouring I've
man.
had.
Never?
really?
Not in here.
Well, because you pour it and then you put it in your little vacuum thing.
Yeah, most of
Yeah.
the time, it goes in a vacuum.
Well,
thing.
mine's in wide open
Airlock.
space to pour.
Yeah,
It's a table
okay.
pour. It's just there.
Well, mine's a garage, and with the Arkansas humidity, if I ever try to put a clear coat on anything, including paintings that I have spent hours
Right.
and, jigsawed and scroll sawed
Yep.
and assembled, yeah, that goes great.
Yeah.
And then I have to repaint the whole thing.
Facebook.
Shut
Facebook anger.
Shut up.
Mark Zuckerberg.
You know what I deleted from my phone? The Facebook app.
You're kidding me.
No, did I not tell you that?
No.
Okay, so I saw a list because I
There it
read too
goes.
much news.
Here it goes.
Once an episode, we get a Brian Facebook.
No,
Over here.
this is legitimate, you guys. Of the top 10,
He read it on the internet.
it was on the internet. Of the top 10 worst, third-party data sharing apps out there, of course, Facebook, to no one's surprise, was at the top. And I was like, well, forget it.
Guess what?
It's on my laptop.
They already have your
Shut
data.
up. Yeah, shut up.
And I read that article on Facebook.
No, I did not. It was on Yahoo. Totally different.
Owned by
Data
Facebook.
breaching giant. And the other one was YouVersion, the Bible,
The Bible?
app.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
and so I
Really?
they said they actually gather a lot of information and they don't know where it goes. And so I agonized for a few minutes and then I was like,
China.
yeah, I deleted the Bible from my phone. And I decided I'm going to carry around a regular hard copy, an actual Bible.
Yeah.
Like I probably should anyway.
Wow.
The end. So. I'm sorry, where were we?
Let's take a moment to talk about your new item.
Okay.
Just real cut into that. Speaking of phone,
Well, I have here in front of me two phones. One of them is the iPhone 5, as near as we can tell,
with a
that-
cell plan that doesn't have data.
that has no data, that Ben gave me like 2.5 years ago. And boy, I've gotten the mileage out of it. And then next to it is an iPhone SE, and I don't even know what that means, but he did tell me that it's got 32 gigabytes of storage space on it, which, definitely rivals the 15 that was on this 5.
It doubles
so
it.
now I can take lots of pictures.
Yeah. But we did purchase that with the funds from the ads and the Patreon members we have to get you a phone.
Which I did not know was going to happen.
He had
But
no
Of course,
idea.
Ben has been agonizing for months over this, unbelieving that I'm
Yeah.
still carrying this crap around with me. And
It's
he's
ridiculous
Like,
in this
finally,
day and age,
the first
trying to run a
11
business."
episodes of the Build Guild, we've got enough money to do something about
Yes.
this. And he bought me a phone. So,
So
thanks,
let me take-
everyone.
let me
Thanks,
take this
everybody,
time-
for listening, and thank you, Ben.
Yes.
I appreciate
well,
it.
let's take the time to thank the patrons that signed up on our Patreon page. We have Josh Luther, Sam Myers, and Stonefly Nets.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks,
They-
guys.
You personally bought Brian a new iPhone
Yes, you personally did.
that can run the latest iOS
So
up to date.
share the Build Guild with your friends, because every time you listen, a lanky man gets a phone.
He ends up, if we can get enough of these guys to sign up, we can get you some internet in the house.
Yeah.
And he might even put Facebook on it.
No, he won't. No.
Don't find him on Facebook.
Don't find.
Yeah, I mean, you can find me on Facebook. I may or
He
may
won't
not reply,
respond.
but yeah.
It's because he's removed the app.
So how do you run your side hustle? I don't. I hate it.
I complain about things that get me money. Oh my. So Rick, how important is Facebook to your business?
Well, it is actually probably my only advertisement because
Why?
I don't have a website yet.
Brian doesn't know that, but
I know. I
I knew
noticed
it.
I turned to face you.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like your page.
Well, I appreciate it. That and Instagram are my two outreaches, so they're pretty important. I've had commissions from all over the country, and one from a couple months ago was from Hawaii. So
Found you on Facebook or Instagram.
yeah,
One of those two.
Facebook.
That is pretty amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
The reach that's on there.
Did you tell him to send you some koa wood and you would think about it?
You know, here's the thing.
I love koa.
I wanted to hand deliver this piece.
That should be built into the
agree.
price.
And I would get some koa and bring it back.
Yes.
See? It's
Yeah.
two functions.
I like it.
Free trip to Hawaii. Wood. Yes.
What's this bag full of wood, sir?
Yeah.
Plain.
So what you probably don't know, I lived in Hawaii for 3 years
No.
before I moved to Arkansas. Yeah. And
Oh,
so
that was probably a letdown.
Well,
He didn't woodwork then, so he didn't know
well,
what
I
this
did
wood
a
was.
little bit.
Did you?
Yeah, and actually I think I have a blank of koa because I was
Really?
still like turning and stuff. So,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, come to find out that they were bringing their daughter to Harding. So they came here and
They
picked
brought
up
it
the
to
ring.
you and got it.
So
What percent of your businesses brings now that you're on your own?
Oh, I would say
Or
it's
jewelry, period.
probably 40%.
40%?
Yeah.
And the rest,
The
a
rest
mixture
is,
of...
well, before that it was 100%. you
Right.
know? So what I wanted to do was
So you started on your own just doing jewelry.
Mhm.
Okay.
yeah.
And then you just added everything else because you're a Renaissance man.
Well, I wanted some variety. I mean, 24 years doing jewelry, and I wanted a little bit of spice. So, always have enjoyed woodworking. Thought, see if anybody wants to do this. And I got a couple of bites for some small things, and did those, and they turned out fairly successful. So, when this person asked about this table and chairs, I said sure, because I built my kitchen table, and I built most of the furniture in our house.
Uh-huh.
So, but that's over the past 23 years.
Right.
So, and not on a schedule, and I didn't have to impress anybody but my wife, and she loves my work, but
Yep.
where I fall flat on my face is always the finish.
Ugh,
So
I hate.
I hate the finish process.
I equally hate.
If
maybe
I could
more
pay
so.
someone
Yes.
to finish it,
Yes.
I would do it, but I can't find anybody to.
That's why
finish
I
it.
exclusively offer CNC stuff not finished.
Yeah.
Because I do not want to do it.
I'm with you, man.
God.
I do it sometimes,
Yeah,
This is the painter.
I know.
but only sometimes.
Well,
And there are
He's
several
trying to
projects
convince
that-
you to finish his stuff
I'm
for
not
him.
gonna do that. I'm sorry.
He doesn't want to do it.
I'm not gonna
The
finish
finisher
all
doesn't
stuff.
want to finish. We
Well,
just got you a phone.
yeah,
I know.
man. What do you need, man? This is what we're asking.
Koa wood, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
No, I have never used koa wood.
I don't really
I know
either.
it's a kind of
It's
wood.
from
it's
Hawaii.
I know it's kind of darkish,
It's yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like
And-
walnut, dark walnut, maybe?
Yeah, kind of a walnut with the figuring though.
Spell
man.
that for me.
K-O-A.
KOA. KOA.
Oh, I was
The one I don't know how
Really
to
mixing it up
pronounce
in my
is
mind.
Wenge or Wenji or
Winge.
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 Is it Winge?
It's winge.
Okay.
Isn't that literally how it's spelled?
Well, yes, but I've never mind.
Okay.
I should know better than to ask Ben how to pronounce things he can't spell.
That's true. Yeah.
Pistachio.
No, the
Sorry,
best
that
one
was
is
before.
P.A.
the
PA. Yeah.
E-
If you get the first two
S-
letters right, it pretty much just gets you the rest of the way.
Pistachio. Yeah.
lobster bisque. For the longest time, I pronounced it lobster biscuit because I had no idea, and I am not a pinkies up kind of guy. I had no clue.
Good thing you're not very,
I don't like that
lobster
biscuit
biscuit.
stuff.
Yeah.
Does that come with a biscuit or
I'm not Arkansas with it.
You're not. Rick liked that one.
Wow.
Tickled
yeah?
him.
It's ridiculous. Who gave us mics?
Cody, your episode came out.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
big deal. We
Cody's
waited
on
all
there.
these
Yeah.
episodes, 11 episodes talking about your show, your show, your
Yes.
show. And it just came out on Hulu.
Yep.
And
Hulu,
Amazon
Prime,
and
YouTube.
YouTube.
You can
and
go
their
to our website at
Your website?
organicwoodwork.com.
You have a website?
Yeah, I have a website.
Do it.
Say it again.
So organicwoodwork.com.
AR.
Scroll all the way
Organic.
down to the bottom,
Yes.
and you can click on the Main Street symbol and watch the show.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's been great.
How's business been since it came out? That's the question.
Booming, man.
Booming?
It's booming.
I can never tell if you're serious or not.
Wait, what do you mean you can't tell if I'm serious or not?
I can't tell if you're serious
You're
right now.
always like, I run an insolvent business that makes no
true.
money.
You're very Brian on this one.
That's pretty true.
So no, it's actually doing pretty good. Yeah,
It's
which we were doing pretty good before. I mean,
pretty good. You were making money pretty good, is the way you were saying it.
Yeah.
Are you in the positives? Have you been in the positive this month?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Good.
I think so.
That's winning.
I'm not really sure.
I don't
I'll have
count
to
well,
check.
so
Oh
who
my God.
knows? I'm kidding. I just need
great.
yeah. So
Are you
this might
booked out for a while?
no. I mean, I'm getting pretty good with the turnaround.
Yeah.
Yeah, closing in that cash flow window.
Well, and you have
Good
your
for you.
mom and your brother
You-
there.
Yeah, so I have my
So that
mom
speeds things
there.
up.
My mom's there every day.
Every
Yeah,
day.
Every day. Dude, she drives all the way from Cave City, which is an hour and a
Yeah,
half.
it's
What?
far.
Yeah, she drives an hour and a half one way just to come and like run the office because it was.
She loves you so much.
Yeah.
Dang.
Or she's super bored.
No, I have the best mom. Like, I'll just say it. Like, I do have the best mom. And she comes out there. I just mentioned, I'm drowning. Like, I was getting so many emails and phone calls and still trying to build stuff. And this was before the show came out.
Yeah.
Like, just trying to, like, keep up with inquiries while building things. And then, like, when you stop to build something to answer an email or an inquiry or someone comes in and you got to talk to them, like, then you're out of that flow.
Yeah.
And it slows down the process. And so
Yeah.
it's like I was just telling her this, venting my frustration, and she was like, "Well, I'll just come down there." So she did.
And she's been there every day since.
Every day since, and
Dang.
which is great because once the show came out, like I would have spent the last week just answering emails and phone calls.
Really?
Yeah.
Did your wife help you out with that stuff?
Nope.
No?
No, she wants nothing to do with it.
That is how my wife is.
Well,
Has nothing to do with out here.
she's had something to do with it in the past, and she's like, okay,
Never again?
You can start this business if you want to. I just don't want anything to do with it. I was like, okay.
It's not good. It's not bad. It's just don't talk to me about it.
Okay.
I don't want to do books. I don't want to talk to customers. Blah blah blah. I said, okay.
What does your wife do?
She works for Harding. She's now the director of Abundant Living.
I don't know what that is.
That is a magazine.
Wait, maybe I do.
And it is specifically for seniors. It's
Oh.
Yeah, I
it's
was gonna
Harding's
say,
outreach.
Our grandfather-in-law is currently on that retreat. Wait, what's today?
Your grandfather-in-law.
Dr. Henderson.
Yes.
Oh.
That's our wife's grandfather. Yeah.
Brian and I married sisters.
John Henderson is
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
one of my favorite people on the planet.
Oh, okay. Well,
Holy moly!
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that
saw
makes
it.
us some of your favorite people.
Yeah.
That's right. By extension,
Here's the
married
thing.
into the family.
I was up in Branson Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I came back
Yeah,
last
that's where
night.
you went.
I was helping with that retreat.
Oh, you told me that.
Yeah.
You told me that.
I was hanging out with John all
You
week.
were hanging out with
There you
our
go.
grandfather-in-law,
That's so cool.
who still rips out window units from people who need them replaced
He's doing
and
something-
strong arms them in there.
Yeah.
What is he, 83
I don't know.
or something? He's
He's-
cardiologist running
He's
a
magic.
hospital.
Is
And
what
he is.
He
Yeah.
is magic.
And he'll still go do
I
stuff
called
like
him
that.
for cardiology help
Did you?
Monday.
Did you?
Been having more stress.
Oh, that's not good.
I thought I was having a heart attack.
Yeah, you said you
6
wo-
months
you
ago, I
woke
went to the
up-
ER.
Okay.
And then
It was gas.
it was.
Not
I
gas.
wish, man. And then
No, it was actually pretty scary.
it was stress stuff. Then maybe, and then
Goose fava.
the last 2-3 weeks has been ball of stress right in the center of my chest.
man.
36. I'm 37 now. 36 was like health is destroyed. I think it's stress because I went to the doctor, got an EKG and all that stuff, and everything looked great.
Yeah.
But man,
Right
still
there,
felt.
huh?
You mean
Still-
recently,
Yeah.
just now,
Monday.
and
Yeah.
everything looked great.
Monday I went, yeah. And I took a picture of the EKG and
Okay.
sent it to him.
Of course you did.
And he's like, let me pull. He was on the way to
Yeah,
your
yeah.
retreat, and he said, let me pull over and look real quick. No, everything looks okay. You have a little bit of something. It's a little bit like normal.
So it looks good.
Stress, man. Or
Yeah.
what's the?
I don't think it has
what is
anything to do with your age. I think it has to do. How old is Deacon?
3.
That's where it's at.
Oh my goodness.
Does he sleep?
He sleeps.
Oh.
Yes. But there's an on and an off, and there's no in between.
I have one just like it. He's now 14.
I think I can handle a 14-year-old.
I don't know.
I
I had
could-
that one in my classroom. He's an interesting
This one?
character. No, yeah, the
Uh.
14-year-old.
Well, For the first 2 years, he didn't sleep.
Yeah.
2 years?
2.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, and that is when I noticed my health decline.
Really?
Because I didn't sleep. My wife didn't sleep.
Yep.
And that's when my acid reflux started. Bad.
Jeez.
Like,
What? That's
super
crazy.
bad.
Because they said to me,
I wonder if you have GERD.
do you have acid
GERD.
reflux or whatever? Because like when I get this feeling,
Mm-hmm.
I start coughing
Yep.
to where like I have to hold it in.
Yep. Yep.
Oh.
Wow.
And eventually it'll get
Diagnosed.
higher.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Until
don't.
you-
It's like I don't know. It's weird. I don't get the antacid or anything. Like I don't feel that.
Yeah.
It's just when I get the anxiety. I
Burns
guess.
like crap. And
It's not
hurts
burning.
and-
It's just start cough. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's crazy.
I'm
It's
with
crazy.
Interesting.
I just started getting like heartburn.
you. Really?
Like it was waking me up in the middle of the night. It was so bad.
And you're 30.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
One,
I'm
Five.
two.
so much older than all of you.
That's why you're here. That's why
You
we're
don't have to say
learning.
it. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Bringing the wise old man.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You're like Gandalf the Great. The
y'all-
Gray.
The Gray.
Y'all
Gandalf the
done made a
Gray.
mistake.
Sorry,
is
I knew
what
I
you
knew I
done
would get
did.
corrected. I was just
Come on.
I didn't know. Was he white too? Like Gandalf the
Oh, yes.
Gray,
After
Gandalf
his-
the
He
White.
was
Yeah.
reborn as Gandalf the White. Who then
Ask Brian. He knows.
presided
draw you
over
the ship and the staff.
council.
That's
The spaceship for
Just-
Star Trek Wars.
Can we get some more
What
information?
did you
Yeah.
just say? I am gonna punch you.
what spaceship
and
was the
give
Hobbit
you
on?
Bad GERD. Oh my gosh. I hate you all. I hate you guys.
I apologize to all Star Wars and Star Trek fans.
Frodo was on the Death Star. No, Samwise.
Cody,
You're a rebel.
Shut up.
Have you been drawing any Star Wars or Star Trek things lately?
No.
Knowing
Every-
knowing Tober has anything to do with nerd?
Not
Nerd
really.
stuff?
I mean, I'll pull up the prompts. Everything I've done so far for Inktober, I've done my best to try to be
Wait, do you have Instagram on your phone?
100% original.
You do know they're owned,
Owned by Facebook, owned and
Gosh.
operated and privacy regulated by Facebook.
And they collect data. That's what I hear.
The first one.
I bet it
was-
knows what scripture you highlighted.
Yeah, all right.
Oh no!
Zuckerberg's reading my Bible. The first one was Ring. That was the prompt for the first day of this month.
Ring?
Ring. But I resisted the urge to do
Draw
the
the-
one ring.
I
one?
didn't.
Did you not?
Are you doing?
I
You're doing
drew the
Inktober?
one ring.
Did you?
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Alright.
yeah, the jeweler drew the one.
Oh,
ring.
I think we can
That
geez,
makes
excuse
sense.
come
that.
on.
I think
that's
that's
pardonable.
I think it's okay.
I'm thinking of the movie The Ring, so I would draw the girl climbing out of the TV.
Great movie.
Why would you automatically go to that one?
That's,
I'm not a jeweler.
That
I
was
did
so
not-
freaky.
I don't-
That was a weird
I don't
movie.
watch those kind of movies, but that
do you
one,
not?
That one did.
no,
Mm.
comedy all the way for me.
Okay. All right.
My heart can't take it.
Take it.
All right. Okay, I forgot. I just can't take it. But anyway, no, none of the Inktober prompts have compelled me to do Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, or anything that I normally would go for. I did all my stuff. Thank you.
Toad Sprites.
Yeah, those idiots.
I'm really trying to convince him to make a comic book
I'm
of Toad
working on it.
Sprites, or like the ultimate Bible of
Yeah.
Toad Sprites.
What
And then we
oughta
3D
do-
print out a Toad Sprite in the book.
We
What
need
he
to
ought
do
to do
that
is
too.
do a pop-up book.
Oh,
of Toad
pop-up would be
Sprites.
sweet.
There's
don't know.
a
I watched-
drastic vacuum where pop-up books are no longer,
Is that right?
and they need to be.
They are so cool.
They are so
You could do
cool.
you could do birthday cards.
I don't know.
Toad Sprite holding up a possum by the tail.
Happy
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! I bought you something.
Why are they all redneck?
They're not. They live in the hills.
They're not rednecks. They're hillbillies.
They're hillbillies, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know the difference.
Hillbilly Toad Sprite.
Quasi-magical hillbillies.
That's hilarious.
What'd you think of your own episode?
So I watched it. I've watched it once.
Is it weird to watch yourself on TV?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like a real, well, I guess it wasn't like a channel, but like real TV.
yeah,
I gotta see myself on YouTube, which is different. That's like a home movie.
yeah,
But this is like an episode. I thought your episode was fantastic.
Yeah.
I really think they did a good job. And you came across exactly who you are.
Oh, good.
I really did. Did you see it?
No, I haven't
Yeah, have you
watched
watched any of it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my.
yeah.
Sorry.
I watched it the once. There was some of the footage that was just hard to kind of. That's why I watched it once.
Oh, with the
Right, yeah, so-
your
Yeah. But I mean, other than that, I really was pleased with it
yeah.
overall. You know, they really hit a lot of what my core values are for organics, especially. You know,
Yeah.
like the the choice of going full time was not for me to make money. I mean, yes, that is something I need in order for my family to survive, but that's not the overall decision. The choice for organic was to offer employment for kids aging out of the foster care system, because 20% of those kids that age out every year immediately go homeless because they have these issues and they have these hurts and pains that no one's really willing to just kind of walk them through, or say, hey, you know, when your ability at work kind of starts to decline, to kind of notice, okay, you need to like talk to somebody, you know, not just be like, you need to work faster and better and harder.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying give them a free pass or like, you know, coddle them, but at least
understand where they're coming from.
Understand that there's something underlying.
I heard something on the radio today when I was driving that they were talking about a school district, I can't remember where, they were trying to understand the kids' needs better, and they did some research where some kids didn't have a home, or they got kicked out of their home and out of their apartment and had to move to a different home or something like that. And they did research where every time a child moves in their life during school, they're set back 6 months.
Oh yeah.
So I can't imagine some of the foster kids going to that has to be exponential.
Man, I will tell you in kind of vague detail, but we received 2 boys, and they were amazing, and they were probably like, they were just awesome to have around. They were 10 years old. They were twins.
You have all girls, personally, right?
Personally, yeah.
Yeah.
And
so boys was a different change for you.
Yeah, a great one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So like it was something like, you understand that beast, you know what I mean? And so, but it was just, man, schoolwork, like coming from the school that they went to Cersei, like they just had such a hard time keeping up. And it was like the school that they were at was just throwing them a pass. And it was like, you know, we worked with them like every day. We weren't really hard on them. Like, so we kind of started setting it up where it was a time. Like, you come in, we'll do homework, and we'll help you with your homework. But if you're still there after an hour and a half to 2 hours, I'm not going to keep you there all night, because that's just miserable. And then you're not going to even want to do it or try.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you gave it an absolute effort, you know, we do it. And we kept in contact with our teachers, you know, we were like, what do we need to do in order to help them with this? And we even got them help to where, like, we were taking them in early, we got them a tutor, and we were just trying everything we could. Because, I mean, it was hard, you know. They came from an inner city school that just kind of let them, you know, just gave them a pass.
Do you still have these kids?
Mm-mm.
How long did you have them for?
We had them for about 2 months, maybe 3.
The amount of effort that you guys are putting in
Well,
to
that's
kids that don't stay forever, like, it's very admirable. I couldn't do it with my own children. Like, I get worn out.
Yeah. I mean, it is. So I think, yeah, it's kind of hard, but man, there's just so much grace that I think we're given for the fact that we're even doing that effort. Like, I mean, we definitely see the return, you know, in our marriage, in our life. Like,
Yeah.
me and Megan, you know, we just celebrated our 3rd year anniversary. We've only been married 3 years, and we've had 14 kids come through our home. We've gone through an adoption.
And that's making your marriage better, easier, you think?
I think there's so much communication that has to take place that, yes. I think
that's really
I mean,
impressive.
it's just
to make it work better.
Like, in the point to where, like, we would go night, like, I mean, it was shift. Like, at one point, I was working days, she was working nights. And it was like, we were just like high five, give ourselves a sit rep on what kid was doing what, and go on. And like, we had to make time to, like, we would do lunch dates. Yeah. And that was seriously the only time we would get to talk and like see each other. And it was like, we would talk, you know, it was just, but our marriage has gotten really strong. Like,
kudos to you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want that. I don't want to know that.
Yeah.
That's.
You don't want to try that?
No.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time,
I
like,
had to put a padlock on your son's door to keep him in his bedroom.
I turned the doorknob backwards.
Right. Yeah. That. Okay.
Keep him locked in. That's because he destroys the house sooner.
he just wakes up in the middle of the night, just starts.
He'll wake up at like 5 before we're awake, and he'll just go he'll eat all the candy, leave the fridge open, eat a popsicle.
Oh man.
get the crayons and color on the kitchen cabinets.
Yeah.
And cut things with scissors.
Nice.
I had to lock him in.
Yeah.
So we can at least know when he's up.
Own
You know.
protection.
So
Yeah.
one of the best stories we had this little boy. It was a sibling group, but the little boy was 2. Didn't really verbalize much, and I woke up one morning and he's like on the counter eating cookies, and like had pushed a chair like over there to it so
Yep.
he could climb
All
up
kids
it.
know
He's
how to
2
do that.
years old.
Yeah.
Climbing it up,
Yeah.
like just sitting on the counter eating cookies. And I walk in, and he just offers me one. Like,
Well,
it's
yeah.
not a big deal.
Well, if he
Like-
offers you one and you accept it, everything's cool.
Yeah.
No, but it was at the same time. He just didn't know it was wrong.
Yeah.
They had been neglected so much that it was just a fend for
Fend for
yourself.
yourself.
And, like, he just didn't know that he wasn't supposed to do that. So, like, you have to set those. I mean, you really have to, like, completely start from scratch for almost all these. But
How many kids do you have, Rick?
I have 3.
3.
18.
All of them your own?
Yes.
Okay.
But I am adopted. So
oh
thanks for adopting.
man,
So he was the kid on the counter eating the cookies.
Well,
nah.
I'm actually a twin, and I always tease my
Identical?
no.
Okay.
It's a girl, the other twin,
Uh-huh.
and I always teased her that it's buy one get one free day, and they actually paid for me. So I'm the one they wanted. She's wrecked, I'll tell you that.
That's awesome.
And she won't ever listen to this podcast either. So. Yeah, it's we were 8 days old when we were given to my mom and dad. So, yeah, I'm a big fan. But I have 3 kids. I have an 18-year-old daughter, a 14-year-old son, and an 11-year-old son. And one of my early woodworking projects was gates to keep my son contained.
Okay.
Nice.
See?
Nice, yeah.
He knows the pain.
Oh,
He went through gates, but you were just barring doors, man.
well, I'm ashamed to tell you how many gates I built because it wasn't just one. It was gates for every doorway.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No,
Because
I was about to ask, well, did he bulldoze through them then?
He
or-
did.
Okay, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
my son is
did he
always,
turn out okay?
Yeah, he's great.
So where he
He really is
He's gonna be a
great.
bully or something.
He is so smart, but he's always been enormous for his age. Every age group he's ever been in, he's like there's the 100th percentile, and he's like 107th. That's what the doctors
I don't
would
know what that
always
is.
say.
I don't know what that feels like.
And
I'm
it's
32 and I'm in, like probably in the 50. I'm
Wow.
5'9" and like 150 pounds. It's a preemie. I blame it on that.
Well, it's just so bizarre because now at 14 he's 5'11", and
Yeah, see, I
I've
see
been-
your son on the street and I'd immediately just bow up. And be like,
Giant.
what?
yeah.
Giant.
32 years old. I'm a grown man. Come at me.
But he is so skilled at everything, and we just thought at 3 we might kill him because I mean we were so sleep deprived. And
Yeah.
we were like we can't contain him.
Yeah.
He breaks through solid maple gates.
When was
Wow.
the turnaround there?
About
Please
6.
tell me 4.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. About 6 he started
And at age 4,
being a lot more compliant. And
He became aware that
He became
you know
aware.
he can
You're a
destroy
terror.
things, and that's not necessarily good.
Yeah.
and- okay.
it was
yeah.
sorry.
I'm glad you figured that out.
Man, Ben's like a year away from a pacemaker at this point. Like,
That's how it's been this last
Oh,
month.
wow.
Like, no lie.
I
Wow.
hope you don't. I
It's
don't.
been terrible. And the medicine they gave for me to relieve all this, my brain, like I felt, have you ever been on a boat for a long time and you get off and you're still rocking around?
Oh yeah.
I felt like that for 2 days straight. And I drive for a living, which was, I was fighting it.
So how'd it go?
I was fighting it. It was not, the first day I didn't work. I stayed home.
Okay.
Wow.
The
Good.
next 2 days I still feel like this.
Nice.
Today is the first day where I feel
wow.
normal.
I
It's
called
been
you
terrible.
for some reason the day after that happened, like you had come home from the hospital, and you didn't pick up, which is not typical for you.
No.
And then you called me later on, And you sounded like me on the phone. You're like, what? Hello.
Yeah.
What do you want?
It's not cool, man.
That's not good, man.
No.
So if you see an Adams pest control truck on the side of the road
It's me.
blaring Riders of the Storm by the Doors,
Pull over, call 911.
call 911.
I don't own any Doors music. It's not my.
You don't listen
not
to
my
the
style.
Doors?
No.
Keep taking that medicine.
I will.
You'll be on top of a car going, I am the Lizard King.
I don't listen to the Doors either. I don't know what that means.
Nope.
Oh man.
All right, Rick. Back to your woodworking and other things. What are your plans for the future?
To survive Christmas.
Survive Christmas,
Yep.
as in you have so many orders, you got to fulfill them all.
Yeah, it's typical jewelry season. That's going to be your number one month out of the whole year.
Yeah.
I'd have probably went with like Valentine's Day.
Nope.
Really? Yeah.
Wrong.
Should have been a chocolate smith.
But
Chocolate Smith.
and
Speaking of, I want a chocolate 3D printer.
yeah,
They make those. I just saw it.
Dude,
It was
what?
fed in my Facebook ad.
awesome.
And I was like, I need one of those.
Man.
Facebook.
Number two month for jewelers is May, for Mother's Day,
Oh, that's, yeah.
and then
I'll probably actually be talking to you soon.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have an awesome mom.
Yeah.
So,
Apparently, you need a pair in jewelry,
dude, yeah.
chocolate, candy,
yeah.
something. Pair in something, man.
I'm going to get a 3D chocolate printer.
yeah, man.
Why don't you just make a bunk bed in your shop? Just drive all the way back every day. Just drive 3 hours for you a day. You know what I mean?
She could just stay at my house, but she'd rather drive her own house.
Wow, that's
Well, there is something to say to go back to your own bed,
Yeah.
yes.
but
It's just straight dedication, dude.
she loves you, man. She loves you.
Yeah. So
But I slept as a child.
Yep.
which
Rick
our
wouldn't do that for
which
his
our
kids.
daughter did, and we thought, man, she started sleeping 12 hours at week 6. 6 weeks old, she started sleeping 12 hours. We're like, we must be awesome parents. We got this. She was a great toddler, and we were like, we should totally populate the world with
have another
awesome kids. So, blam, second kid, and we're like,
Nope.
this is never going to happen again. And then
That's
our
why
third
we
kid.
don't have more than 2.
Yeah.
We stopped that.
Well, we were so delirious, we didn't know that we had a third on the way. And then once we had the third, we made sure that it was not going to happen again.
Jesus' second coming is my
Yeah.
next baby.
So, yeah, it was something. But I guess my nearest plan is to make it a full 1 year, and that will be January 10th. And that's when I left the jewelry store.
Profitable
this
in that first year?
year. It's been great.
Well, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
it's been real
Oh.
great.
That's better than
Congratulations.
Cody.
That's way better than me.
Well,
Not even a TV star.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I got a TV show and I'm still about to just bankrupt.
I do hate paying tax. It's and I know.
Oh, you're supposed to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Facebook.
But it
does tax
sure
mean?
seems like
What does
the,
tax spell?
the better that you do, the more,
more
you
you
get
gotta pay
nailed.
it.
And that's probably the most discouraging part of it.
So do you have a CPA?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Well,
I know people that try to do it on their own. I just use a CPA.
well, I have it at the very entry level, but next year I'm gonna ramp it up a lot. Their involvement. So
Yeah.
because I'm doing all the books and
Oh, boy.
all the marketing and
Oh,
all the
boy.
communication all by myself, and it's just too much.
It is a hard road to do all of it yourself, because everybody looks at someone like Cody or you or me or not Brian,
No, they don't look at me.
and
They
they
can't find you.
man, I want to be just like
It's not on Facebook.
They want to be just like you. He's got everything going on, and he's realize like the 50 million hats we all wear,
Yeah.
and it leads you to a heart attack.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a lot of things you got to do.
It's a
And
lot of things.
It's worth it to be your own boss,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not my own
absolutely.
boss, so I don't know, but
Yeah, I mean,
almost.
I mean, I build all day. I come home at I try to get home at 5 or 5:30 every day. I try not to
Do you
work
really?
over. Yeah.
Good for you.
But so I build all day and then spend time with my family, and then when it's time, like everybody's like resting down, like around 9:30 going to bed, I stay up probably till midnight.
Okay.
Still
Mhm.
doing renderings.
It's like, nah, screw that.
Doing.
No, I mean I've been there.
Doing
I haven't
quotes,
last
trying
month
to.
or so, but
I mean, yeah, it's just you're staying up, and like for me, it's just designing,
Mm-hmm.
answering emails,
Mhm.
doing quotes. Oh, I don't answer the emails at midnight. No, I just
Oh, you
I make
don't?
sure I
Oh.
make sure I have all of the formats ready to go first thing in the morning, and then I shoot the emails out because no one wants to get it. You know, I don't know what someone's phone's set up to do, and I don't want to try to disturb them.
yeah, I'd say the first thing that anybody does when they wake up is
Just
look at their
checking it.
phone.
Yeah, and check their email.
You're more than likely. I don't know. I'd send it out at midnight.
I do.
You get good response. Everybody else say, "Man, you sent me an email at midnight." What
You
was the
know,
world?
occasionally I'll get an email back at 1:00 in the morning. And they're like, "Well, I was just up watching a movie and I noticed you emailed." Well, that was dumb luck that you were up.
Yeah.
Most of them I'll get middle of the next morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I send them at like first thing in the morning, and then
Are you an early riser?
yeah.
Oh, see, I'm
It's
not.
like 5 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
6, 5, 6.
Whoa.
Man.
Yeah.
Jeepers.
So there's just this thing of
So if you want any work done in Cersei, do not call Rick in the morning.
Well, I mean,
Cody, Rick will help you out in the afternoons. Cody will do you in the morning.
I'm up at 6:30 taking the kids to school, but
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not working.
Not awake.
Business books. I'm not making estimates at 6:30.
No.
I don't know. I try to go to the gym at least every day at 5. Just that really helps me
You
kind
are
of
crazy,
get
bro.
going.
I need to do that. I need to do
Probably why your
something.
heart's so bad.
Probably is. I really. I don't like.
I
I,
mean,
don't do anything
I
active.
think my heart would be worse if I went to the gym every day at 5 a.m.
Wow.
Honestly.
There's not enough coffee in the world for you,
There are not enough cups of coffee on planet Earth.
Ryan.
He's
Maybe I
just
should start drinking coffee.
I tried it one time.
You don't?
No.
Oh, that's gonna
Not
make
never in my life.
that's gonna make your heartburn horrific.
Oh, maybe it'd cure me.
Nah,
Don't do it.
Probably not.
My heart pump 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 pump. That'd be good.
I'd say no.
Where can they find you on Facebook, Instagram?
Facebook
Anywhere.
and Instagram are
They want to
both.
get a hold of you.
Yeah, they're both Castleman Custom Works. Search on Facebook or Instagram, either one. It's the same name.
Email.
Email is castlemancustomworks@gmail.com.
All right.
Yep,
And you need to send me some pictures so we can put it on the Build Guild of some of the stuff
I'll do it.
that
Yeah.
you have created.
what is so like if I wanted to get a ring or some jewelry, what's usually the turnaround time for that? So if somebody wanted to start ordering for Christmas, when do they need to start? Last month?
No.
Okay.
No. Depends on the complexity of the design.
Okay.
But generally, it's anywhere from 5 to 15 days, unless it's something that's, I'm carving a one-of-a-kind family Celtic knot that's endless all the way around the ring. That's going to take a little while.
Yeah.
I've done it. I don't know how many times, maybe 25 different times, but it just takes a lot longer.
How do you calculate your price on that? Are you doing it by time for you, or piece, or like how do you? You don't have to give away prices.
No. But I'm totally transparent on the pricing thing. So if a customer comes to me and says, "How do you price it?" This is what I tell them. For your basic engagement style ring, you can expect to start it in the $400 range for the mounting. That's going to get you a basic plain metal band with a basic head. That does not give you the stone.
Are you putting the stone in this, or are you just okay?
Yeah. And then if there's stones down the side, it depends on what size stones you want, and how many stones you want.
So what would be really cool? So we went to the Arkansas Crater Diamond thing once. Like,
Did you find a diamond?
No.
No.
No. But I really would like to do it more. I loved it.
I've never been.
Dude, it was
I've
so
never
much
been.
fun. I don't
So
know.
for those who
It's like a
don't
kid
listen and
playing in the dirt.
those who listen and don't know about this, explain what this thing is, because a lot of the listeners are not in Arkansas.
So
I've never been to it.
I mean,
either.
it's a national park.
It is
and
it's national, right?
The Arkansas, was it Diamond Crater?
Crater
something?
of Diamonds.
Anyways, you can go in. You go
Murfreesboro,
into the
Arkansas.
yes. You go into the park. You get like a shovel and a sift pan. They have like these like sifting troughs
water tables.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Rick, have
Why are
you
you
been
explaining this?
Why am I explaining? Rick, tell us what this is.
It is the only open pit diamond mine in the continental North America. And it's the only place that you can find diamonds in North America except for extreme Arctic Circle in northern Saskatchewan, Canada. There is one other diamond mine up there.
So every diamond in existence only comes from the one little place in Arkansas and one up in Canada.
No.
None of them come from
Africa.
Arkansas. Yeah, most of them come from Africa.
Well, how are you digging for them in Arkansas then?
That is it's called a natural kimberlite pipe. That's the formation in the earth. Where
This is why I'm not explaining this.
This is why.
But it's the vein comes up to the Earth's crust and breaks open, and that's how you're able to go and just dig, 6 inches.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like piping straight from Africa through the ground.
What?
I don't understand what's
This
going on.
is coming up from like
There are
the center
different
of the Earth.
continents and different
No, I know.
diamond
But you're just saying if
mines.
everything comes from Africa,
No.
how does Arkansas have
90%
We got our own
of
darn mine.
90% of all the world's commercial grade diamonds are going to be mined in the African continent.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was taking it somewhere. It's
Nim-
the medicine. I'm still loopy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Riders of
Namibia's the
Stone.
Skeleton Coast has one of the largest producers of
Namibia?
Namibia.
Huh.
Yeah. It's,
So if you find a diamond in Arkansas at this park, you get to keep it.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
do get to
You
keep
going
it.
for free? Or does it cost
it's a
you money?
minimum.
It's like $10.
Yeah.
$10?
But
And they give you all the
they give you all the
equipment.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it's pretty.
You should take the boys, man. I'm telling you, it's
How far away is that?
3 hours.
Three
Yeah,
hours?
it's down by Hot Springs.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
2 hours max.
2 hours. Something like that.
It's not
I just
bad.
went to Hot Springs.
Yeah, you did.
It's a fun time.
And
It's
you lost
cool.
your money there.
Lost my
It's
money.
very unexpected.
Yeah.
Like you conjure up these ideas what it might be.
Does
when
it
you
actually
walk
look
in.
like a crater?
It's nothing like a crater.
Okay.
It looks like a
field.
freshly plowed field.
It's just a field.
Really?
And you go out and you hunt for diamonds, and some people
Yeah, but
actually
you're
find
basically
them.
going out and just digging holes, which
No.
I refuse to do for money.
Oh, come on.
Like, you couldn't pay me
Diamonds, Ben.
to dig holes.
Diamonds.
I dug 4 holes for my
This is
son.
why we have a diamond on
The
our
last
state
time I dug
flag,
holes-
Ben.
was for Fisher's Playhouse, and I said
And it's
never
still
again
standing.
because it took me like 4 days.
Oh,
with
with
the
a
post hole digger, and I'm like, this is terrible.
Yeah, it's bad. But you're not really doing it like that.
No.
I mean, you are beating directly into clay, which sucks no matter how you slice it. But your plan is to not go deep. Your plan is to cover a lot of area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they
'Cause they're
plow
just-
it
they're just
every
spit-
morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're plowing. Oh,
Yeah,
they
they
break
they
it
till
up.
Yeah.
Oh.
okay.
And
Can I show up with a backhoe?
They're probably going to say no.
no, but I did see a guy come in there who was coordinating a team of diggers, and
Nice.
they very systematically dig the whole thing.
They'll let you do that? Let you go at it?
You
You
can
can
with-
do
prevent it, I
whatever you
guess.
want.
You can do
It's
it.
a public
national
park.
park.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
And we found a lot of cool stuff. No diamonds, but there's amethyst.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of
Oh, okay.
different
My kids
gems
would
and
love
stuff.
that.
Oh yeah,
They're
dude.
digging for shiny things all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you do find something.
Okay.
I mean, it's not gonna be a diamond.
Yeah.
Cool.
It might be a diamond.
Yeah, the thing about it is the diamonds that typically come out of there frequently are not big, and they don't look
Clear?
no,
They're like yellowish.
yeah, yellow and brown, and they just look like pebbles, and they're not shiny at all.
So they're like
real-
So
opaque.
people wouldn't even realize.
Yeah.
Many times people are just discarding things that they find as rocks.
Right.
And they're just chucking them off to the side. In fact, the Star of Arkansas is a 4-carat emerald cut smoky diamond. Was found by a 7-year-old
Nice.
in the discard pile.
Of course. Okay.
Because somebody had spent all day digging, and they sifted through, and they found this big giant hunk of rock, and they're like,
So the question is, would you like to know later in life, at the pearly gates, you were actually the one that picked up this huge rock and discarded it?
I don't want to.
To know or not
That was
to
the
know?
Star of Arkansas.
Yeah.
You just Just threw it away.
Yeah. But that's pretty cool.
So yeah, cool place. Cool place.
You could start your business out there.
Nope.
Don't want to live in Murfreesboro? No. I like it in Searcy, huh?
There's a bunch of jewelers out there.
Is there really?
Yeah, there are.
Guess
The
that
jeweler,
would make sense.
Jeweler Row. No.
Yeah, that does not sound appealing to me at all.
Digging. I don't want to dig anything.
Yeah. So
All right. Well,
All
that's
right.
it. Thanks for coming.
thank
Yes,
you very
appreciate
much
it.
for having me.
Appreciate it.
I
Thanks.
appreciate it.
We are the Build Guild Podcast. You can find us at thebuildguildpodcast.com or on iTunes. Oh, I want to finish up with our reviews. We got a few new reviews.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to grab the mic and come over here and look at them and read them.
Oh my gosh.
So, Mr. Puskarich.
Wow, look at all those stars.
Yeah, we have a bunch of 5-star reviews, and if you're
Wow.
listening, please leave some because that's how we get found by more people. Says great podcast, need to fix the audio.
That was probably.
It's ironic because that's literally what you said when
Yeah.
you came in here, and I don't know how to use the audio board, so
I think we're golden tonight. Though.
okay,
Well, I'll look at the audio file before
excellent. So it's a man of all trades. He says I really enjoyed this podcast. A great conversation by a great group of makers. My only constructive feedback is to normalize the audio.
I think he meant not to do
not
what
do
you
that.
just did.
Not do that. Sorry, Mr. Puskachich. Otherwise, a very enjoyable podcast.
Okay.
Then we have another one by Think Matt.
Oh,
These guys are a hoot, entertaining to listen to, easy to relate to. You might possibly, theoretically, potentially, awkwardly, learn something along the way. For makers, non-makers, wannabe makers, fake makers, and chuckle makers.
Holy smokes.
thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks
Matt.
for listening.
Thanks, Matt.
Do you think that's... What's his name?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Matt.
Yeah,
Faulkner.
Is
it
that
is.
Matt
Matt
Faulkner?
Faulkner.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
If it's not,
Totally.
then that's crazy.
That was
Yeah.
funny.
And then I think we haven't read this one, and if we did, well, we're going to read it twice.
All right.
MKH0327. That's the username that doesn't help me at all.
Of course.
Great podcast, both entertaining and educational. I'm on the road a lot, so really look for podcasts that can keep your attention. Glad I found it. Keep it up. The great work.
I didn't hear that one.
What part of this is educational?
Well,
He knows
we
where
just-
diamonds are in
Yeah,
Arkansas.
we learned a lot
Oh,
about
yeah, yeah,
diamonds
yeah.
in the state of Arkansas.
Murfreesboro.
And he knows to stay off Facebook.
Yeah.
Don't use Facebook.
All right, we'll see y'all next time. Thanks for listening. Listening.
That's all.
That's all, folks. Bye.
Bye,
Ciao.
everyone.